everybody, it's great to be here. You don't normally get to see my face on front of the camera. I am trying to get in front of the camera a little bit more often, but today I wanted to get on front of the camera because I've got some really exciting news to share with you and I'm really excited about today. So I am on the Wow Embossing Powder creative team. I've been with Wow Embossing Powder for about 3 years and I absolutely love heat embossing. It's one of my favourite techniques when it comes to card making. But with Wow Embossing Powder, I got the opportunity to submit a few designs to the company to see whether they wanted to use them for some stencils or stamps. And I'm so excited to say that some of mine were chosen and they've released them on the Craft Store, which is a TV craft shopping channel here in the UK. But you can also catch the channel online and you can see the demos and buy the products on their online store as well. So it's being released today. Marion is demoing the products. There is a fantastic release of different stamps, stencils and powders. I'm really excited about this. I hope you enjoy them. I'm going to go through an unboxing of the products of the whole release so you can get to see them. Stay tuned to the end of the video where I give you a bit more information on this release. I'm going to just show you all the stamps and supplies. So some of them are some of mine and some of them have been designed by Marion. So this is one by Marion. It is a background stamp called Squanch. So it's a really great stamp for sort of a texture look to it. And you can heat emboss it, stamp it, ink it. So it gives a really nice textural look to your backgrounds. And then these background stamps are designed by me, which I'm really excited about. So this one is called the Floral Outline Foliage Background Stamp. So this one is designed by me, and this was called the Foliage Background Outline Stamp. I really love houseplants. So when I was designing some of these, I was designing sort of houseplants with pots and plants as things, and then it developed into this pattern or background stamp. With so you can lovely and heat emboss, or you can stamp it. You could then use a pen to colour in the leaves and heat emboss them. You could heat emboss it in watercolour, you could colour in, you could put it on a background, you could ink blend with emboss resist, so lots of different techniques. But then I also created the sort of silhouette background stamp as well. So this is exactly the same, just overlays a little bit. So you could then sort of colour this and then you could then stamp that over the top. If you use like a MISTI, they should hopefully all line up. So this is the background bold stamp, okay? And then the other one I created was this kind of fern stamp. It's called a fern stamp, fern background, sort of like a prongs, palms. And again, I really love the sort of the look to this, the texture. It could be tropical, but you could do it in all sorts of different colours, different embossing. So it's got some great detail, so you can use it with some fine embossing powders, or you could stamp in it over the top of it and ink over the top of it as well. So those are my 3 background stamps. In addition, Wow are releasing some stencils, which is new for Wow. So there's a couple of stencils that I've got here that are designed by Marion. So you've got lots of dots and lots of bubbles. There is one other stencil, these are slimline cards obviously, but there is one other slimline stencil that Marion has designed called Lots of Hearts. I just don't have that one. But these are stencils, so they're great thick mylar. You can do so much because obviously with Wow they've got embossing powder, so you can emboss through this. You could use your sparkles with some paste over the top, bonding powder. You could put some transfer gel through and foil these. So there's lots of different things. It's great for mixed media as well. So those are 2 slimline stencils that are designed by Marion. There is one more. And then I also designed a couple of stencils. And these are called the Confetti Circle and Confetti Heart stencils. So they are a stencil that also has a mask in them. So if I just take them out and show you these. If I can get the packaging open. I haven't actually opened them and used them yet. So you've got a stencil here. So you would obviously, you can either put that back in there and keep that in position whilst you're using. So you can take that in position whilst you're using this, so you haven't got to worry that ink's going to go through there. And you've got this lovely sort of confetti look. So you can, again, heat emboss through this, you can ink through this, you can put paste through this, foil through this. and you'll get this beautiful sort of shadow confetti around a circle. So that will be plain cardstock, and then you'll get this lovely design. Now if you wanted to, you could then position this circle over what you've already done, so then you could ink through that if you wanted to, or you could do some other sort of embossing, some other inking, paste. And then if you wanted to, you could also, once you've heat embossed or done whatever you wanted, you could then position that over the top of your stamped or embossed design, and then you could ink blend. So you can have had your do an emboss resist sort of thing, you can then ink blend over the top of that as well. So it's got 3 different things you can use there, which is great. So I've got 2 of those. I've got the circle, and then there's also a heart, so quite versatile. Now when I was designing these, I was designing them in, I did so many different designs, different ways of how you could do it all, and stamps and things like that. And I also decided I wanted some sentiment stamps to go with these. So I have designed and released 4 sentiment stamps, and all of these large words all fit in within the circle or the heart, so they can all sit in there. But I've got quite a good range of sentiments. You've got happy birthday, anniversary, wedding day, love, happy birthday, thank you, all sorts of different great sentiments. These are stamped beautifully, and then they can be heat embossed as well, so you can mix and match all of these with the different hearts and stencils. That's those. So these were all designed by myself to go work together. But obviously you could also use any of these sentiments and stamps over all the background stamps that I designed as well if you wanted to. These are great staples to have, great sentiment staples, and they're nice little small little stamp sets, so they're not going to be quite as expensive as say like the larger stamps if you just wanted to get 1 or 2. Marion's also designed another stencil very similar with a heart pattern and patterns in it, and you get the mask and also the negative, so you can ink over the top of them as well. Again, they will pair really well with some of my sentiment stamps. You can add the sentiments over the top, so that's great. You can create lovely fun backgrounds with these hearts. You can move them around to different orientations, so that's really, really good. In addition, they're also releasing some powders. So they have got this lovely powder selection trio from Jo Firth. This is the English Garden. So you've got some really sort of lovely sort of colours to use with sort of florals. So if I just push it this way, you've got a lovely pink with some embossing glitter in there, and that is called Petalicious, obviously for a petal. Works well with a flower. Then you've got this brown, which is lovely, and it's called Twiggy, so great for your sort of branches. And then you've got a green to go with your English Garden, called Fresh Stem, so obviously great for your flower, great for your leaves and your stems, to complete a beautiful floral. So that is the first trio that they have, that they are releasing. I'll just put them back in. So then the second trio that they're releasing is the Fairground. This is inspired by Marion. Marion loves some sort of teals and pastels, but this hasn't got so much teal in. I mean, the Carnival has a bit of teal sparkle, but it's quite sort of teal free for Marion. She's gone for a beautiful candy floss, which is a lovely pink embossing glitter. We've got an ice cream, which is a lovely cream ivory embossing glitter. And then you've got this Carnival, which is much more darker embossing glitter with some teal embossing glitter flecks in there that you can see, but it is a much darker colour. Stay tuned, I will swatch these so you can see what those look like. And then we've also got some other ones here that are being shown on Hachanda, some of these being new. So we've got Pink Tutu, which is a one by Marion again. So this is a lovely soft pink embossing glitter. Again, that would go well with sort of the florals if you wanted to use the English Garden trio. Then we have Pinkish. So this is a lovely sort of peachy pink, and I'm excited to swatch this one out. This looks really, really good. So you've got just like different pinks. So you've got like a baby pink and then much more of a corally pink there. And then we have Periwinkle, which is a beautiful soft sort of lilac-y embossing glitter. So again, those all pair really, really well. Then we've got some that are inspired by Catherine Poole inks. So we've got a touch of lemon, so this can go with like the chiffon lemon ink that Catherine Poole has, and it's an embossing glitter. We then got Cumberbund, which I often struggle saying, I don't know why, which is a lovely sort of sort of a blue, aqua blue colour. I really love the Cumberland ink, so this looks lovely to go with it as well. And then we've got In the Park, which is a green, so there's an In the Park green that Catherine Pooler's released. So these kind of go with the colours that she released recently in the last couple of months that are new for Catherine Pooler. And then they've also brought out a metallic copper ultra high. So if you love the ultra high embossing powders, get a lot of depth and texture, but you love metallics and you've always wanted one in copper, then here it is, it's in copper for you. I hope you enjoyed taking a look at all of those products that are being released from White Embossing Powder today. Stay tuned for a video coming up soon where I'm going to swatch out those embossing powders so you can take a good look at the colours and how I like to swatch my embossing powders. If you're new to my channel, I'd love it if you could think about subscribing to the channel, hit that bell icon so you'll be notified when my next video is, and you can follow along on my crafty journey. Until next time, happy crafting!